life handling some of the world's most dangerous animals, but never in the wild. Now's my chance to go face to face with them after dark, when they're most active and most deadly. To show you what no one sees. The secret lives of animals at night. During the day, the Sea of Cortez is a 62,000 square mile oceanic gaming park known for its world-class fishing and beautiful vistas. But at night, just below the water, entire underwater populations migrate towards the surface. Tiny phytoplankton that are sensitive to light rise and are fed on by the fish and small crustaceans that follow them. In turn, they are hunted by the ravenous Humboldt squid that rise from the darkest depths to feed at night. I'm halfway down the Sea of Cortez in the Baja Peninsula, attempting my most dangerous adventure to date. Dive at night with the Humboldt squid. They're known as Diablos Rojos, or Red Devils. They reach 8 feet long, 250 pounds. This one is not for the faint of heart. When night falls, Humboldt squid rise from the ocean depths nearly 2,000 feet to hunt. These giants travel in large numbers and will feed on anything they find, including each other. To kill, they rely on powerful tentacles lined with barbed suckers to grab their victim and chomp with their razor-sharp beak. Humboldt squid are armed with giant globe-like eyes that provide unparalleled night vision, chameleon-like skin cells that let them blend into the water, and ink sacs that can create an underwater blackout. The Red Devil is a master hunter in dark waters. I've come here at night because it's the only time to witness these massive sea creatures' feeding ritual. But it's hard to fathom how such a beautiful locale could be rife with stories of a killer just below the surface. Diving into these dark depths is not without danger, and in recent years, squid attacks on humans have increased. And at night, swimmers and fishermen are urged to stay above water for fear of attack. To get me close to these maritime monsters, I'm meeting up with Humboldt squid expert and U.S. Army Special Ops vet, Scott Cassell.
Welcome aboard.
Our plan is to head 8 miles northwest and dive into the dark waters where Scott says Humboldt squid often feed.
What could an 8-foot squid do to me?
It could pretty much do whatever it wanted to you. It could dismember you and eat you, and you wouldn't be able to fend it off very well.
You ever had a squid drag you down?
Yeah, I have. Oddly enough, it was my very first dive. And as I'm swimming up to the squid, it was changing colors, and it was mesmerizing me, And that's when I found out that there was a whole bunch of squid around me that I just didn't see, because they're extremely good at camouflage. And they grabbed onto my legs, 2 of them, and they dragged me down so fast that I ruptured my right eardrum.
Scott's first encounter with the Humboldt squid nearly cost him his life. I can't help but worry what could happen on my first dive.
Humboldt squid are the most opportunistic predators on the planet. Anything that they encounter, they'll explore it as food.
Wow. To prevent us from becoming a Humboldt Happy Meal, we have to rely on modern technology.
That right there is what's going to stop a squid from tearing my flesh right apart.
I think there's 1.1 million rings, and each one is individually welded.
Now I know what the knights felt like before they went into battle. Predators I'm used to have 4 legs and they breathe air.
Now you're going to deal with something that flies through liquid space, has 3 hearts, blue blood, and the beak bigger than your hand. If this were a squid... It may not cut you, but it's still going to do some damage. So if a squid does get a hold of your arm, just wrench out of it as fast as you can. You'll be okay. You going to be okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
The armor isn't the only technology at our disposal. Scott shows me the squid cam, a small camera that we can actually mount on the back of a Humboldt squid.
Basically, you know those little dog walking harnesses? This is the marine equivalent of it. This goes over each wing, and then once we know the animal's good, we'll let her go.
Brandon, you ready?
Hey.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we come.
It is pitch black down here.
Yeah, we rely on lights and they don't. They can see 200 times better than us in low light. Even though it feels like we're just hanging here, Brandon, we're still moving through the water column.
You'd never know we're moving, I swear.
Yeah, it just feels like a bathtub.
We're tethered to Scott's boat above by safety lines to prevent us from being pulled off by the ocean current, or to stop a ravenous Humboldt squid from dragging one of us into the dark depths below.
Holy wow! Look at the size of that thing!
And just as quickly as it arrived, it disappears somewhere into the darkness below.
Okay, topside, go ahead, drop the jig. Roger that.
Since squid are active visual predators, we use an illuminated jig to lure it closer. When it sees the light it casts, the squid should latch on, allowing us to reel it in and get a closer look.
How you doing on air, Brandon?
I got 1,200 pounds left.
Okay, keep your eye on it.
Hold on. Got it.
After only a few moments, the squid grabs hold of the jig, and we're in a game of tug of war.
Oh, can you feel the tension on that, Brandon? Wow. Oh, this is a big one. Be prepared, because if he's coming up mad, he's going to want to bite. Hey, I can see it. Keep your legs clear, Brandon. Good God, this is huge. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, this one is lethal to a human being. This is a big squid. See that 8 that just came out? Oh, my. See that 8 right there? Look at that thing. Yeah. This is a 5-footer. Pretty good size. Awesome. Very strong. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to hold this guy. Oh, got it. Trying to let him calm down a little bit.
Scott manages to grab a hold, and the squid calms to a defensive position.
This is a 5-footer. And as you can see, took a little bit of fighting to get it, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. I think it's incredible.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Unbelievable. It's like something from another world.
From a foot away, I'm amazed how graceful and menacing the Humboldt squid can appear at the same time.
And only about 65 pounds, so it's kind of fun to think about 150 to 200 pound squid, huh?
Oh, man, that's just awesome.
Uh-huh. There's 600 muscles inside of the wing.
So is the squid just one big pile of muscle?
Pretty much. This animal's amazingly strong.
Scott tells me that before we ascend, he's going to try to slip the squid cam onto this creature so we can get a candid look at its behavior in these dark waters.
This thing is problem-solving intelligence. It's actually waiting for that moment to try to come back and bite me or to flee. Oh, yeah.
These squid use a form of jet propulsion, sucking in water like a siphon and then shooting it back out. They're capable of swimming up to 15 miles an hour.
Come on there, sweetheart. This ink that he's been putting out is actually the smoke screen called billowing ink.
Brandon is okay.
Air, none. All of a sudden, I'm just...
When it gets good, you run out of air.
My air just went pop. Nothing. Didn't even give me a warning. I could take a lion licking my neck. But a squid actually touched me right there. I was breathing heavy, trust me. It was my own damn fault. I sucked out 2,000 pounds of air in 20, 30 minutes.
Luckily, before coming to the surface, Scott managed to fit our remote camera to the squid.
Let's see what we got.
Look at that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That is so alien.
Scott tells me that these squid can change the color of their body from a deep lobster red to a ghostly white.
You see how it's getting whiter and whiter? If you were to turn the lights off on this camera, he'd be surrounded in bioluminescence. And so if he's white, he hides inside of his own bioluminescence, where if he was dark, he'd actually create a signature that's easier to see. Oddly enough, at night, white is a better color to hide in.
That is so crazy.
The color-changing ability of the Humboldt squid is due to millions of pigment-filled light-reflective cells in their skin called chromatophores. Specialized muscles stretch these chromatophores and allow them to dramatically alter their skin tone. They can also mix mucus into their ink and produce a squid-shaped cloud when threatened. Aggressors will often attack the inky shadow, leaving the real squid time to escape.
Scott, that was seriously the next level. I mean, those things are incredible.
Well, look, just a couple hours up north is Santa Rosalia, where they have this huge fishery of these animals. The fishermen fillet these squid and throw the remains overboard, creating this gigantic feeding frenzy.
How many squid can I see?
Hundreds. But I gotta warn you, us just by being there, we're inviting an attack.
I want to do it.
Are you ready to do it?
I want to do it.
Okay.
Despite Scott's warnings, I can't pass up this rare opportunity. So I drive 45 miles northwest to the port city of Santa Rosalia. There, I'll wait until dark. Then get back in the water to witness the sinister rise of the Humboldt squid and their cannibalistic feeding frenzy. After stocking up on oxygen tanks, I meet back up with Scott, and we set sail. "10 miles off the coast of Santa Rosalia, with over 2,000 feet of ocean below us, we find a small ponga fishing boat catching its first squid of the night.
Calamaro está aquí.
Just caught a 3-footer over there. And that's small for these waters right now.
Scott explains that by nightfall, this area will be filled with small fishing boats, and the Diablos Rojos will swarm to feed below them.
They are getting bigger. That's the same size squid that pulled my arm out of the socket. Not that
Things I want to hear right now.
And they're catching a lot of squid. This is really good. Right underneath us, the squid are starting to get into that cannibalistic feeding frenzy I was telling you about. So the way the fishermen do this, they catch the squid, as you can see, and they put it on board. And then they fillet it out, and they throw the remains overboard. You got big pieces of squid coming down, and one or more will grab onto the same piece, and one successful. This squid is now frustrated and looks at you. You become the next best option, and they just out of frustration, they just rush in and grab you. If you get 5- and 6-foot squid pulling at you, armor or not, you can really be injured. So the best thing to do is make sure from here to here they can't get a hold of it all. If they do, put your arm up, let him grab onto it, and then roll it out, just like in martial arts. Just roll it out so the beak can't get a good purchase, right? But by all means, keep your hands in a fist. You have chainmail gloves on, but they can still break the bones in your fingers in a second or two flat. The beak bite pressure is really, really dangerous. But the other fact is that you've got the cable, it's holding you at that depth, and they might grab onto your feet and pull on you, but as you know, you can't go any deeper. You're steadfast and safe.
Are these the same squid you find at 2,000 feet?
Yeah, these are. What's really fantastic about that is that you're talking about an animal that goes through 1,000 pounds of pressure change and seemingly unaffected by it. And not to mention, it's in water that's almost Arctic cold, and it's extremely low oxygen. And the animals migrate up and down every 2 hours. It's just incredible, physiologically, how these things can do it. We have no clue how these things can do this type of behavior and not really be affected by it. but they make it look easy. If you have any trouble, we have communications, but I'm also going to be watching you. This is out of air. This is abort to die. And
That looks like I'm slitting my throat, because I'd probably rather do that than get taken down by these squid.
it would probably be quicker. So let's talk happy thoughts. This is all for observation, right? So just so happens we're observing some very dangerous predators, but we are taking necessary precautions.
As night falls, my crew switches to astroscope and finds hundreds of fishermen surrounding us. With each one chumming the waters, more and more Humboldt squid are rising to the surface.
Brandon, you ready?
I'm ready.
You see this ink right here? That has actually been excreted by an animal attacked by a cannibal.
See that? Yep. Oh, check that out. That is awesome.
Careful. Go around it.
Oh, check that out. That is crazy.
That is a part of a squid, so keep your eye on that. Whoa! Big.
Those things are fast. Oh, look at this little guy.
I totally missed it. I was looking away.
Whoa, look at him move.
God, that thing was fast.
Did you get a shot, Dale?
I think so. It's like trying to track a torpedo.
Look behind you, look behind you, look behind you.
What?
Dale?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
He's going for your head.
I am wearing a helmet.
That's why we wear armor.
Yeah, no kidding.
50 feet above us, hundreds of fishermen are filleting the Humboldt squid they catch and throwing the remains overboard. And as the sea around us fills with debris, we realize that the man-made cannibalistic feeding frenzy we're here to see is about to start.
The meat's coming from every angle.
Oh, there we go, right there. Wow. Those things are fast. Whoa, that's a good size one. Yeah, oh, they're fighting.
Sweet. In a horrible sort of way.
Oh, man, look at them all.
They're behind you too, so keep looking around your back. Here we go. The little squid has hold of a big piece of food. See it? Competitive behavior.
They are just ripping that thing to shreds. Oh, check that out.
Right on. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
You had a 100-pound squid right at your belly, and you didn't even know he was there.
Holy unbelievable.
Oh, lots of squid down below our feet. Hey, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, look at them all come from everywhere.
Yeah, hundreds of them right below us.
Wow. There must be like 40 squid around me right now.
Awesome.
Oh, look at this guy. That's just awesome.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
That was a big squid. That thing probably weighed 150 pounds. Wow.
Okay, let's go up.
Topside, this is Dale. Surface.
That was the craziest thing I've ever done in my life right there. This by far was one of the most intense adventures I've ever had. I can't thank you enough.
It's a privilege to have you out here.
From 2,000 feet under the sea to 20, the Humboldt squid have adapted to become one of the ocean's most potent killers.
I learned that these aggressive nocturnal cannibals use their intelligence and camouflage techniques to dominate and feed in these waters after dark. I'm honored to have gotten the chance to watch them hunt and grateful to walk away from it.
That's just awesome.
See you when the sun goes down.